Chris Nowak and I applied for a unit in New Mexico at the recommendation of a friend who used to hunt the area and knew it well. We drew the early season tags and headed south for our first elk hunt of the year. We were only able to scout by maps and Google Earth, so we got there a day early to put boots on the ground.
Might have to get my long underwear on.
We got a whole day to scout. It's going to be hot today.
Why don't you go east of camp?
To the canyon?
To the canyon. I'll go north.
About 2.5 miles from camp, and there's a big canyon here. Chris wanted me to come scout this area. Last day of August, season starts tomorrow, so it's pretty early. The bugling activity won't be much, but all we need to hear is one.
We expected it to be hot, and we knew the bugling activity would be minimal.
Pretty thick stuff here. You'd really have to just catch a glimpse of an elk as it moved through the trees, or catch them out in there's a few little open meadows out here, scattered throughout, catch them moving through there. It looks like it's good bedding here. A lot of country, rugged country. It'll be high of 85 most of the time. So probably not going to be a whole lot of midday activity yet. It's too early for the rut to really be cranked up. They're in here. September 1st starts the season tomorrow, so see what I might be able to pick out tonight. I tell you, yesterday scouting, we didn't see or hear much. I was a little worried and disappointed. Hear some bugles on September 1st is always a good sign, because that early season sometimes can be tough. If they're not bugling, they're hard to hunt, hard to find, but if they're coming to calls, it sure does make the hunt a lot more exciting. That's where we're going to start this morning. It's the only thing any of us have located. We're going to head in there and see if we can't get them to respond.
A young kid Chris knew from Texas, Jesse, also drew the unit and reached out asking to join us on the hunt.
It's already starting to warm up for the day. We got a bull spotted probably, I think that's a mile. Take the ATVs around, get up kind of above him, try to get within a couple of 100 yards of where we last see him and try to call him to us. It's at least something to go after. This wind's making it hard to hear anything.
We think he's somewhere here. We could come down this point. We might be able to get a visual.
I'm just wondering if that's too much upwind of him. Left Chris back up there. By now he's probably 100, 125 yards away. Over half an hour. Bull never bugled or responded, as far as I know. Never came in. The wind was swirly, but never heard anything crashing off like it might have smelled me or anything. So probably call this one and see what the wind's doing and move 400 or 500 yards up and try another blind setup. There's got to be more elk in this canyon than just the one we saw this morning. We're not even sure where he is, so we'll hunt a little different area today. We found that one bull yesterday in the morning and hunted all day. Didn't hear or see anything. Hot and windy. Right now the wind doesn't look like it's going to kick up, so maybe it'll be a more moderate day. It was colder this morning. But I think we hunt this, like we talked about, this high point knob. Just go down 300-400 yards to get away from, the last sound of the ATVs and see if we can't get something fired up, and otherwise we'll just do blind setups and not until we hear something. We finally got some fresh sign. A pretty fresh rub. I mean, the stuff on the ground hasn't even turned brown yet, really. A little bit on the ends, but still pretty green. Ripped it out. Maybe a good spot for a blind setup. This is our first setup in the morning, so good signs. Hopefully something will happen. There are elk in this area. There's a rub right over here. We followed this kind of rub line. We've seen fresher sign tracks and droppings. We just need to get in close enough to where the bulls care. Some of them, we could have walked past them a couple hundred yards. They just don't care at this point in time. It's just too early in the rut.
Harder every morning. It's earlier because Chris wants to walk in the dark.
Yeah. Jeez. Oh.
He's right there.
We just did a setup, 100 yards over there. He's got it. He heard it. He must not want to play. You're going to have to sneak in, I think. Why don't you sneak in and stick him? And if he doesn't want to play, obviously he heard all that. Oh, he's still there. Almost. I don't think he's going to expect that we really got that close laid eyes on him. Oh, that's still a ton of fun. We got a lot of days left to make it happen. I'll do
saw where, where I bugled last at him and he replied. The wind was just absolutely wrong.
Well, see, I didn't know if that was you that bugled. I mean, I was like, I figured that, but I didn't know if somebody else was in here on the road.
And,
Because I didn't hear his reply.
yeah, well, then anyway, he was kind of moving this way, so I said, well, I might just run down the logging road, and I said, if he crosses the road, well, maybe get a shot, And sure enough, we went down here, and then we heard him way down the road. So I just took off running.
We may have come away from New Mexico without a bull, but it certainly wasn't for lack of effort or elk. That's the chance you take by hunting an unfamiliar area, especially before the elk are really active. But that's what pure hunting is all about, looking for and trying new opportunities that are available to anyone. Just because we are leaving with empty coolers, it doesn't take away from the awesome experience of chasing elk with a bow in September.